So this is the common room here. This is where all the students can go to hang out. It's bordering Ship Street. So if you can look out the window and see where we were walking just a moment ago. You can hear the performers and not very commonly used by the Criswell students, but it's here nonetheless. This here is what Dr. Cook calls the concrete monstrosity. It's a newer dorm building, and that's where all the tutorials are held. It's inside, and up those stairs in a little classroom. But up there, that was the building where I stayed last time, facing the street, so I went inside on those stairs. And this will take us through the rest of the college into the older part. This is the dining hall. To the right is where they have the kitchen facilities. Side, this is the dining hall. Looks like they're preparing for a meal. On the walls are notable benefactors, professors, and students of the school. Most noticeable being Elizabeth II and Lawrence of Arabia, who is a graduate here. This is the first quad. Hey, Evie.
Hi there.
This is Evie Cozart.
Hello.
This is the first quad. They're having a wedding in the chapel, so we can't go in there right now. So I'm just gonna pass out here. The quads are from when the schools were monastic, and the monks and early scholars would pace around and around and around while they were trying to think through issues. And thus the buildings came to wrap around them. Excuse me. Cool, okay. Normally they have this gate here shut.
I understand, but also we've got obligations to the wedding.
I suppose it's open because of the wedding. This college here is where the Wesley brothers went to college. His name just skipped my mind. I'll look it up later. As I mentioned earlier, there's Exeter. That's where Tolkien graduated. This is the other side, Jesus College, coming up on Ship Street again. So those are our apartments there that Jesus College owns. Coming up on Broad Street, which is one of the other main streets. The Broad, and Corn Market are the three main streets, among a few others, but the High and the Broad particularly. Should be Trinity College across the street. As you can see, I'll go down there in a moment. Various tourist traps down this street, but there's something I want to show y'all. This is Balliol College, or Belial as others call it. This here in the center of the street is where Thomas Cranmer, Nicholas Ridley, and Hugh Latimer were burned at the stake for the Protestant faith, with those supervising the execution watching from that window right there. They have records said they watched from the superintendent's window of Belial, and it was done in the ditch in front of it, which would be right here. There was no street at the time. All of these buildings have come since. There's the inscription on the wall marking it. As you can see, hundreds and thousands of people walk by it every day, and not many seem to notice the significance of it. This is back to Corn Market. We've looped around it. These are the buildings that are behind our apartments, so we're looping around back to where the earlier video was. See an old cemetery there. There's one of the older churches in Oxford. And we're back to Corn Market. Now, that structure right here that I mentioned is the oldest structure in Oxford. That was where Thomas Cranmer was held before he was executed. And with none of these buildings here, he could actually see from his cell, he could see where the other martyrs were burned before him, and knew the fate that was coming to him. Accounts say that he recanted, but then at the official trial, he recanted his recantation and told them that his hand that had signed the recantation would be the first one he put into the fire. And most accounts say that he did indeed actually hold out his hand as he started burning. Again, there's where that happened. This is a fairly long video, so I'm going to stop it when we get back to where we started, and I'll start a new video just for space on computers. So that corner right there is where we turned in, and I'm going to pick up again and walk the other way.